The Art of Letting Go. A Romantic Revenge Story. Part 1, Shattered Canvas. The Gallery of Broken Dreams. The champagne glass slipped from Maya's fingers. It fell in slow motion, tumbling through the air before shattering on the polished marble floor. Nobody noticed. The gallery was too crowded, too loud with the chatter of wealthy art collectors pretending they understood the paintings on the walls. But Maya wasn't looking at the art anymore. She was staring through the glass wall into the private viewing room where her fiancé stood. His hand was on another woman's waist. His lips were on her neck. The same neck he had kissed that morning before leaving for an important meeting. 3 years. 3 years of planning a wedding. 3 years of believing in forever. All of it destroyed in a single moment. Maya's chest felt tight. She couldn't breathe. The gallery walls seemed to close in around her. She needed air. She needed to run. She needed to disappear. The stranger's observation. She turned blindly toward the exit, but her heel caught on something. She stumbled forward, bracing for impact with the hard floor. Instead, strong hands caught her arms. "Careful," a deep voice said. "That painting behind you is worth more than most people's houses." Maya looked up into dark eyes that seemed to see right through her. The man was tall, dressed in an expensive black suit that fit perfectly. His hair was dark, touched with silver at the temples. He looked like he belonged in this world of money and art. "I'm sorry," Maya whispered. She tried to pull away, but her legs were shaking. The stranger didn't let go. His eyes moved past her to the glass room where her fiancé was still wrapped around the other woman. When he looked back at Maya, there was understanding in his expression. "First time catching someone you love with someone else?" he asked quietly. Maya felt tears burn her eyes. She blinked them back. "Is it that obvious?" "Only to someone who's been there." He released her arms but stayed close, as if he knew she might collapse. "I'm Ethan." "Maya." Her voice cracked on her own name. ## an unexpected offer. Ethan pulled a handkerchief from his pocket and handed it to her. "Real cloth, not paper." Maya pressed it to her eyes, trying to hold back the tears that wanted to fall. "The man in there," Ethan said, his voice conversational, "is that Daniel Reeves?" Maya's head snapped up. "You know him?" "I know of him. Real estate developer. Lots of money. Not much conscience." Ethan's expression was neutral, but something cold flickered in his eyes. "That's one way to describe him," Maya said bitterly. She looked back at the glass room. Daniel had finally noticed her. His face went pale. He pushed the woman away and started toward the door. "Do you want to face him right now?" Ethan asked. Maya thought about it. She imagined Daniel's excuses, his lies, his promises that it meant nothing. She imagined herself crying, begging, asking why she wasn't enough. The thought made her sick. "No," she said firmly. "Then come with me." Ethan held out his hand. Maya stared at it. This stranger was offering her an escape. She should say no. She should stay and confront Daniel. She should demand answers. Instead, she took Ethan's hand. The escape. Ethan led her through the crowd with the confidence of someone who owned the world. People moved aside for him. He nodded at a few familiar faces but didn't stop. Within minutes, they were outside in the cool night air. A black car waited at the curb. The driver opened the door without being asked. Ethan helped Maya inside, then slid in beside her. "Where are we going?" Maya asked as the car pulled away from the gallery. "Somewhere quiet," Ethan said. "Somewhere you can think." Maya should have been afraid. Getting into a stranger's car was dangerous. Her mother had warned her about situations exactly like this. But somehow, sitting next to Ethan felt safer than being anywhere near Daniel. They drove in silence through the city streets. Maya watched the lights blur past the window. Her phone buzzed in her purse. Daniel calling. She ignored it. The car stopped in front of a small coffee shop. Not a fancy place, just a neighborhood spot with worn tables and mismatched chairs. It was the last place Maya expected a man like Ethan to take her. Coffee always helps, Ethan said. Or so I've been told. ## coffee and confessions. Inside, the shop was nearly empty. An old man read a newspaper in the corner. A young couple whispered over shared dessert. The barista looked up and smiled at Ethan like he was a regular customer. The usual? She asked. 2, please, Ethan said. He guided Maya to a table by the window. Maya sat down, feeling numb. Everything that happened in the last hour felt unreal. Like a nightmare she couldn't wake up from. I was supposed to marry him in 3 months, she said suddenly. The words came out without permission. The invitations are already printed. The dress is hanging in my closet. My parents flew in from India last month to meet his family. Ethan listened without interrupting. The barista brought 2 cups of coffee and a plate of cookies. She gave Ethan a knowing look before walking away. How long were you together? Ethan asked. 3 years. We met at a charity fundraiser. He was charming, successful, generous. He said I was different from other women he dated. Special. Maya laughed, but it came out bitter. I guess I wasn't special enough. It's not about you, Ethan said quietly. Men like Daniel Reeves don't cheat because something is wrong with their partner. They cheat because something is wrong with them. Maya wrapped her hands around the warm coffee cup. You said you know of him. How? Ethan's expression darkened. We've done business together. Or rather, we were supposed to. He backed out of a major deal at the last minute, cost me a significant amount of money. He's not someone I trust. Then why did you help me tonight? Because I saw someone in pain, and I remembered what that felt like. Ethan met her eyes. And because Daniel Reeves deserves to lose something he values. There was something in the way he said it that made Maya pause. You want revenge on him? I want justice, Ethan corrected. There's a difference. The dangerous proposition. Maya's phone buzzed again. She pulled it out and saw 15 missed calls from Daniel, along with a string of text messages. The most recent one read, Maya, please. Let me explain. It's not what you think. She showed Ethan the message. He read it and shook his head. They always say that. It's not what you think. As if there's some innocent explanation for having another woman pressed against you in a private room. What would you do? Maya asked. If you were me? Ethan was quiet for a moment, considering. I'd make him regret it. How? Daniel's life revolves around 2 things, money and reputation. He's trying to close a deal for a luxury resort development. It's worth millions. If that deal falls through, he loses everything he's built. Ethan leaned forward. I have connections in that world. I could make sure that deal disappears. Maya's heart started beating faster. Why are you telling me this? Because I'm offering you a choice. Ethan's eyes were intense. You can go back to Daniel. You can listen to his excuses and maybe even forgive him. You can marry him in 3 months and spend the rest of your life wondering when he'll cheat again. Or, Maya whispered. Or you can help me destroy him. The decision. Maya stared at Ethan. This was crazy. She had known this man for less than an hour, and he was proposing they team up for revenge against her fiancé. It was something out of a movie, not real life. But the anger burning in her chest was very real. The humiliation was real. The pain was real. What would I have to do? She asked. Ethan smiled, but it wasn't a warm smile. It was the smile of a predator who had just spotted prey. Daniel is hosting a charity gala next month. It's where he plans to finalize the resort deal with potential investors. You were supposed to be there as his fiancée, the perfect woman by his side. I'm not going to that, Maya said immediately. You will, Ethan said. But not as his fiancée. You'll come as my date. Maya's eyes widened. Why? Because the investors he needs are people I know. People who trust my judgment. If they see Daniel's ex-fiancée on my arm, happy and moved on, they'll wonder why. They'll ask questions. They'll start to doubt Daniel's character. That's your plan? Make them jealous? That's the beginning. The rest depends on what we discover about Daniel's business practices. Men who cheat on their partners often cheat in business too. Ethan pulled out a business card and slid it across the table. Think about it. If you decide you want revenge, call me. If not, forget we ever met. Maya picked up the card. It was simple: Ethan Cross, art collector and investment consultant. A phone number. Nothing else. Why are you really doing this? Maya asked. It's not just about the business deal he ruined. What did Daniel do to you? Ethan's jaw tightened. For the first time that night, he looked away from her. He didn't just back out of a deal with me, Ethan said quietly. He stole from someone I cared about. Someone who trusted him. She lost everything because of him, and I wasn't able to help her in time. What happened to her? She's gone now. Ethan's voice was hollow. And Daniel walked away without consequences, just like he always does. Maya understood then. This wasn't just about business or money. This was personal. Ethan wanted Daniel to pay for something deeper, something that had left scars. She looked down at the business card in her hand. Then she looked at her phone, where Daniel's messages kept coming. Please, Maya. I love you. It was a mistake. She means nothing. You're the only one I want. Maya thought about the wedding dress in her closet. The future she had planned. The life she thought she was building. All of it based on lies. She thought about the woman in Daniel's arms. How comfortable they looked together. How this probably wasn't the first time. She thought about spending the rest of her life as a fool. I'll do it, Maya said. She looked up at Ethan. I'll help you destroy him. Ethan's smile was slow and satisfied. Then let's make him regret the day he decided you weren't enough. The first step. Maya's phone rang again. This time, she answered. Maya. Thank God. Daniel's voice was panicked. Where are you? I've been calling for an hour. I know, Maya said. Her voice was steady, calm. It surprised her. I saw them all. Baby, please, let me explain. Sarah is just a client. She was upset about her divorce, and she'd been drinking. She kissed me, but I pushed her away immediately. I swear, it meant nothing. Sarah. So the woman had a name. Maya filed that information away. I believe you, Maya lied smoothly. Across the table, Ethan watched her with approval. You do? Daniel sounded shocked and relieved. Of course. I know you love me. I was just surprised, that's all. I needed a moment to process. Where are you now? I'll come get you. I'm at a coffee shop. But Daniel, I think I need some space tonight. Just to think everything through. We'll talk tomorrow, okay? There was a pause. You promise you're not mad? I promise. The lie tasted bitter, but Maya forced sweetness into her voice. I love you. I love you too, baby. So much. You're my whole world. Maya ended the call and set the phone down. Her hands were shaking. Well done, Ethan said. Keep him believing everything is fine. That gives us time to work. I've never lied to him before, Maya said. Not once in 3 years. But he's lied to you. Probably more times than you know. Ethan finished his coffee. The first rule of revenge: never let them see you coming. Maya nodded slowly. Something had changed inside her in the last hour. The woman who had walked into that gallery was gone. Someone harder, colder, had taken her place. "When do we start?" she asked. "Tomorrow. I'll send a car for you at 10. We have a lot of planning to do." Ethan stood and held out his hand again. "Welcome to the game, Maya. Let's make sure Daniel loses everything." Maya took his hand and stood. As they walked out of the coffee shop into the night, she felt something she hadn't expected. Not sadness. Not grief. Not even anger anymore. She felt powerful. And Daniel Reeves had no idea what was coming for him. Part 2, Colors of Deception. The morning after. Maya woke up in her apartment with sunlight burning through the curtains. For one beautiful moment, she forgot everything. Then reality crashed back. Daniel. The other woman. Ethan. The plan for revenge. Her phone sat on the nightstand, silent now. She picked it up and saw 3 messages from Daniel, all sent early in the morning. "Good morning, beautiful. I love you. I'm sorry about last night. Let me make it up to you. Dinner tonight? Your favorite restaurant?" Maya's stomach turned. How could he act like nothing happened? How could he send her love messages after she'd seen him with Sarah? But she knew the answer. Because he thought she believed his lies. Because he thought she was naive enough to forgive him. She typed back, "Dinner sounds perfect. See you at 7. Then she got dressed and waited for Ethan's car. ## Ethan's World. The car arrived exactly at 10. The driver, a quiet man named Marcus, took her to a building in the most expensive part of the city. The penthouse elevator required a key card. When the doors opened, Maya stepped into a space that took her breath away. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooked the entire city. The walls were covered with artwork, real pieces by famous artists. Everything was elegant, expensive, and carefully chosen. Ethan stood by the windows, holding a cup of coffee. He wore jeans and a simple white shirt, but somehow still looked like he owned the world. "Welcome," he said. "Coffee? Please." Maya walked to the windows. From this height, the city looked like a toy. "This view is incredible. It helps me think." Ethan handed her a cup. "High enough to see the whole picture, not just the pieces in front of you." Maya sipped the coffee. It was perfect, exactly how she liked it. "You have good taste. I collect beautiful things." Ethan's eyes met hers. "Art, mostly. But I appreciate beauty in all forms." There was something in the way he looked at her that made Maya's skin warm. She looked away quickly, reminding herself why she was here. This was business. Revenge. Not romance. "So what's the plan?" she asked. "The investigation begins." Ethan led her to a table covered with papers, photographs, and files. Maya saw Daniel's face in several of the pictures. Business meetings. Charity events. Always with a smile, always looking successful and confident. "I've been researching Daniel for months," Ethan said. "Ever since the deal fell through. I wanted to understand who I was dealing with." "And what did you find?" Ethan spread out several documents. Daniel Reeves built his company on borrowed money and broken promises. He's good at convincing people to invest, then using their money for personal expenses. He pays back enough to keep them happy but keeps most of the profit for himself. "That's illegal," Maya said. "It's in a gray area." "He's careful. He hides behind contracts and legal language. Most people don't realize they've been cheated until it's too late." Ethan pulled out another file. "But his biggest problem right now is the resort development. He needs $20 million in investment to break ground. He's promised returns of 40 million within 5 years. Can he deliver that? No. The property has environmental issues he hasn't disclosed. Building there will cost triple his estimates. The project will bankrupt everyone involved except Daniel, because he structured the deal so his personal money is protected. Maya felt sick. So he's planning to steal from these investors? Exactly. And if we can prove it before the money changes hands, we save a lot of people from financial ruin. Ethan looked at her seriously. This is bigger than just revenge, Maya. We can actually stop him from hurting others. That made Maya feel better about what they were doing. This wasn't just about her broken heart. It was about justice. What do you need me to do? She asked. ## playing the part. Ethan pulled out a dress bag from the closet. Inside was a stunning black dress, elegant and expensive. Tonight, you're having dinner with Daniel, Ethan said. You'll act like everything is fine. You'll be the loving fiancé. But you'll also be gathering information. What kind of information? Daniel keeps files at home. Business documents he doesn't want at the office. If you can get access to his home office, take pictures of anything related to the resort deal. Maya's heart started racing. You want me to spy on him? I want you to find evidence. There's a difference. Ethan handed her a small device. This is a mini camera. It fits in your phone case. Just take pictures of any documents you see. The camera will upload them automatically to a secure server. Maya turned the tiny camera over in her hands. This was real. This was actually happening. What if he catches me? He won't. You've been to his house hundreds of times. He trusts you. He thinks you're the sweet, innocent woman who believed his lies. Ethan's expression softened slightly. But if you don't want to do this, we can find another way. I won't force you into something you're not comfortable with. Maya thought about Sarah. About Daniel's hands on her. About 3 years of lies. I'll do it, she said firmly. Dinner with the enemy. That evening, Maya wore the black dress Ethan had given her. It fit perfectly, hugging her curves in a way that made her feel confident and powerful. She looked at herself in the mirror and barely recognized the woman staring back. Daniel's car picked her up at 6:30. He stepped out wearing his most expensive suit, holding roses. For my beautiful fiancé, he said, kissing her cheek. I'm so sorry about last night. I never want to hurt you. Maya smiled and took the roses. I know. Let's not talk about it anymore. I just want to enjoy tonight. Relief flooded Daniel's face. That's my girl. Always so understanding. The restaurant was expensive and exclusive. Daniel ordered champagne and held her hand across the table. He told her about his business deals, about the resort that would make them rich, about the perfect life they would have together. Maya nodded and smiled in all the right places. But inside, she was watching him carefully. Looking for cracks in the perfect image he presented to the world. I was thinking, Daniel said over dessert, maybe we should move the wedding up. Why wait 3 more months? Let's get married next month. Maya's smile almost slipped. That's sudden. I just don't want to wait anymore. You're the best thing in my life, Maya. I want to make you my wife as soon as possible. Or you want to lock me down before I figure out more of your secrets, Maya thought. Out loud, she said, let me think about it. It's a big decision. Of course, baby. Whatever you want. Daniel signaled for the check. Why don't we go back to my place? We can talk more there. Perfect, Maya thought. I'd like that. Breaking and entering hearts. Daniel's house was a mansion in the suburbs. Maya had always loved visiting, imagining it as their future home. Now it felt like enemy territory. Daniel poured wine and put on soft music. He pulled Maya close, swaying with her in the living room. I love you so much, he whispered. I don't know what I'd do without you. Maya rested her head on his shoulder, playing the role. I need to use the bathroom. I'll be right back. Take your time, baby. Instead of going to the bathroom, Maya slipped down the hallway to Daniel's home office. Her heart pounded so hard she was sure he could hear it from the living room. The office was locked. But Maya knew where Daniel kept the spare key, in a fake book on the hallway shelf. She grabbed it with shaking hands and unlocked the door. Inside, the office was neat and organized. A large desk dominated the room, covered with papers and folders. Maya pulled out her phone and started taking pictures, moving as quickly as she dared. Resort development. Environmental reports. Investor agreements. Each photo uploaded automatically to Ethan's server. Maya worked methodically, trying not to disturb anything. Then she found it. A folder labeled Private, No Office Copy. Inside were documents showing Daniel knew about the environmental problems. He had buried the reports. He had lied to potential investors. And he planned to take his profit early, before the project collapsed. It was everything they needed. Maya? Where are you? Daniel's voice from the hallway made Maya's blood freeze. She shoved the folder back into place, grabbed her phone, and rushed to the door. Sorry, she called out. I got a little lost looking for the bathroom. She slipped out of the office and back into the hallway just as Daniel rounded the corner. The bathroom's the other way, he said, smiling. But there was something in his eyes. Suspicion? Or was she imagining it? These big houses confuse me, Maya said with a laugh. She walked past him toward the actual bathroom. Too many rooms. When she came back out, Daniel was waiting in the hallway. He pulled her close and kissed her. But it felt wrong now. His lips felt like lies. Stay tonight, he said. I've missed you. I can't, Maya said. I have an early meeting tomorrow. Work presentation. Daniel looked disappointed but nodded. Okay. But soon, right? I want you here every night. Soon, Maya lied. She kissed him goodbye and left. In the car ride home, her hands shook so badly she could barely hold her phone. But she'd done it. She'd gotten the evidence. She texted Ethan, got it all. Documents are uploaded. His response came immediately, well done. We need to meet tomorrow. There's something else I need to tell you about Daniel. Something you're not going to like. Maya stared at the message. What else could there possibly be? What other secrets was Daniel hiding? She fell asleep that night with questions spinning through her mind and woke up to a message from Ethan, car picks you up at 9 a.m. We have a problem. The other victims. Ethan's penthouse felt different in the morning light. Less glamorous, more serious. When Maya arrived, Ethan wasn't alone. 3 other women sat on his couch, all looking nervous. Maya, meet Rachel, Jennifer, and Nicole, Ethan said. They all have something in common with you. Maya's stomach dropped. Daniel? Rachel, a blonde woman in her 30s, nodded. I was engaged to Daniel 3 years ago. He cheated on me with Jennifer. Jennifer, younger with dark hair, looked ashamed. I didn't know he was engaged. When I found out, I broke it off. But then I discovered he'd emptied my bank account. He convinced me to invest in a property deal that didn't exist. Nicole, the oldest of the 3, spoke quietly. I'm the one Ethan mentioned. Daniel stole $200,000 from me. My entire retirement savings. I trusted him because he seemed so successful, so honest. Maya felt like the room was spinning. There are more of us? Daniel has a pattern, Ethan said. He finds successful, independent women. He romances them. He gains their trust. Then he either cheats or steals or both. You're just the latest. How did you find them? Maya asked. I've been building a case for months. Once I started digging, they weren't hard to find. Daniel leaves a trail of broken hearts and empty bank accounts. Ethan pulled out more files. But here's the problem. None of them can prove he stole from them. He's too careful. Every transaction looks legitimate on paper. Rachel leaned forward. That's why we need your help. You're still in his life. You still have access. You can find evidence we couldn't. I already got the resort documents, Maya said. Isn't that enough? For the resort, yes. But these women deserve justice too. Ethan's expression was intense. If we can prove a pattern of fraud, we can get criminal charges filed. We can make sure Daniel never hurts anyone else again. Maya looked at the three women. They all looked like her, smart, successful, confident. Women who should have known better but got fooled by a good liar. What do you need me to do? Maya asked. Going deeper. The plan was risky. Maya would stay engaged to Daniel. She would act like she wanted to move the wedding up. She would even let him have access to her own bank accounts, all while documenting everything. It's dangerous, Ethan warned. If Daniel figures out what you're doing. He won't, Maya said. She felt different now. Stronger. Angrier. I'll make him think I'm desperate to marry him. Men like Daniel love women who adore them. It makes them careless. Over the next 2 weeks, Maya played her part perfectly. She told Daniel she wanted to move the wedding to next month. She opened a joint account with him. She even quit her job, saying she wanted to focus on being his wife. Daniel ate it up. He became more possessive, more controlling. He started making decisions for her, telling her what to wear, who to see. Things Maya would never have accepted before. But she accepted them now, because each controlling behavior was more evidence. Each financial transaction was documented. Each lie was recorded. Ethan watched over everything. He made sure Maya was never really in danger. Marcus, his driver, was always nearby. The apartment next to Maya's was rented by one of Ethan's security team. And slowly, Maya and Ethan spent more time together. Planning sessions turned into long conversations. Business dinners became something that felt like dates. The line between revenge plot and real connection started to blur. #unexpected feelings. One night, after a particularly difficult day of pretending with Daniel, Maya showed up at Ethan's penthouse at midnight. I can't do this anymore, she said when he opened the door. Being close to him makes my skin crawl. Letting him touch me, kiss me, pretend he loves me. Ethan pulled her inside. He didn't say anything, just held her while she cried. When she finally calmed down, he made her tea and they sat by the windows, watching the city lights. We can stop, Ethan said quietly. We have enough evidence for the resort deal. That's something.